Good morning, children. Today I am going to teach you the fourth unit, the art and culture. What do you mean by art? Art means the products of human creativity. The products of human creativity. A superior skill that you can learn by study and practice. An art is a superior skill that you can learn by study and practice. Then, what do you mean by culture? Culture means civilization. Culture means civilization. So let us know some of the examples of art. Painting is an art. Drawing is an art. Pottery, making toys. These are the arts. You can learn by study and practice these things. The examples for culture is music, dance, and human behavior. Now, in our textbook, he has given this picture, and some questions also are given under those pictures. The first question: what do you see in these pictures? Where do you find them? In the picture 1, we see the idols. Those are traditional handicrafts. Like Kondaballi toys, threads woven in a beautiful designs, and a woman who appears to be a classical dancer. Second question: why did the woman make up herself differently? Do you find anything unique in the makeup of the woman in the picture? Do you find anything special in the makeup of the woman in the picture? What could be the occasion for this makeup? We can tell that the woman is that means she is going to perform in a dance program. So she made up herself differently. That woman appears to be very Indian in her appearance. Third one: are these handicrafts and makeup a part of our Indian culture? Give reasons to your answer. Yes, these handicrafts and makeup are a part of our Indian culture. These idols and pictures are found everywhere in our India. Dear students, now let us go to the lesson part. The story of Ikat. Now, the story of Ikat begins like this. Bell rang for the next class. The small break before the next class was enough for the children. They moved round and started chatting. The mandatory 5 minutes were over and the teacher did not come. The children started wondering, Ramya, do you think Janaki teacher is absent? Ramya, looking out of the classroom, said, How do I know? A few students were grinning. Everyone knew Ramya loved Janaki teacher who taught them social studies. Bell rang for the next class. Now, it is a classroom. Now our story starts. Now it is a creation. Here they created a school atmosphere. Now the bell rang for the next class, and already one class is over. And the small break before the next class was enough for the children. Small break means small gap. Now, one period was over, then the bell rang for the next class, and generally there will be a break after 2 or 3 periods. And now that small break is enough for children. For what? That small break is enough for them for children to chit chat, to move around, to play, and to fight with each other. Now, in the small break before the next class starts, the children chit chat with others. Some children, they start to play or to fight with each other. So they do so many things. The mandatory five minutes were over, and the teacher did not come. Now, the mandatory 5 minutes time was over means the given 5 minutes time, the break time is over, but the teacher did not come. The children started wondering, Ramya, do you think Janaki teacher is absent? So the children started talking, and one of the girl asked Ramya, another girl, if the Janaki teacher was absent that day. Is the Janaki teacher absent today? Ramya, looking out of the classroom, said, How do I know? So she is also looking for the teacher. And Ramya looking out for Janaki teacher and said, How does she know about that? A few students were grinning. Grinning means a few students were laughing quietly. Everyone knew Ramya loved Janaki teacher who taught them social studies. Now it is the Janaki teacher's class. So Janaki teacher He is teaching them social studies. Now the teacher likes Ramya, a student, very much. So Ramya also loved her social studies teacher Janaki very well. Now everyone knew Ramya loved Janaki teacher, and Janaki teacher taught them social studies. And now we learn again what did the children do during the small break? Generally, if there is a small break in class after 1 or 2 periods, the children moved around and started chatting during the small break. Now, what do you mean by mandatory? Mandatory means compulsory. Mandatory means compulsory. Who was Janaki? Janaki was a teacher. What she teach? She taught social studies. Who did Ramya love? Ramya loved her social studies teacher Janaki. What were a few students doing? A few students were grinning. That means they were laughing silently. Now let us go to the second paragraph. Suddenly they noticed the teacher carrying bundles of cloth walking towards the class. A few of them dashed to help her. They all liked her as she was fair to everyone and was never partial to one student. The brilliant red and black checked rumals, shawls with the black and blue geometric patterns caught the attention of the class as the teacher handed over the material to the eager helpers. Now let us go detailedly, line by line. Suddenly they noticed the teacher carrying the bundles of cloth walking towards the class. They means who? Here they means the children. Suddenly the children noticed that their Janaki teacher was coming to the class. She was carrying the bundles of cloth, and now the teacher is walking towards the classroom. A few of them dashed to help her. Means some students noticed, after noticing that their teacher was carrying bundles of cloth, they wanted to help her. As she was carrying bundles of cloth, a few of them means a few students dashed to her means they ran to the teacher to help her in carrying the bundles of cloth. They all liked her as she was fair to everyone and was never partial to one student. They all liked her means all the children liked their Janaki teacher. All the students They liked their social studies teacher named Janaki because she was a fair lady. She was fair to everyone. Means she was never partial to any person. Street fair means here she treats everyone equally. Fair means she, Janaki teacher, she treats every students equally. Everyone equally. All the students liked the teacher because she was fair to them and she never takes one side. She never takes one side. The brilliant red and black checked rumals, shawls with black and blue geometric patterns caught the attention of the class as the teacher handed over the material to the eager helpers. Now, here the cloth she was carrying is described. Now, the teacher brought the brilliant red and black checked rumals and the shawls with black and blue geometric patterns. Now the teacher, Janaki teacher, brought two kinds of cloth. They are the brilliant red and black checked rumals and shawls. The shawls are in black and blue geometric patterns. They were very attractive colors. So naturally, the students, the children of the class, they paid attention to see the cloth. And the teacher handed over the material to the eager helpers. So the teacher, she has given the bundles of cloth to the students who came forward to help her. Now let us go to the third paragraph. She pinned them neatly on the soft board, and the drab class suddenly looked vibrant. She, teacher, what are these fabrics? Why did you bring them? Children pelted her with questions. She smiled and wrote on the blackboard, Textiles of India, Ikat of Andhra Pradesh. No one could spell Ikat. Someone yelled, Ikat, and few children giggled. Janaki teacher said it is pronounced as I, K as in Kamala, and T. Ikat is an Indonesian term meaning to bind or not. The class fell silent. Ramya asked, Teacher, are these fabrics from Indonesia? Teacher shook her head and said, Children, can anyone remember seeing designs like this? Raghav said, Teacher, the pattern on rumal is similar to the one on my mother's sari, though the colors are not the same. Janaki was pleased. Now let us go line by line in detail. She pinned them neatly on the soft board. Now, the Janaki teacher she pinned them, means she attached them neatly on the soft board, and the drab class suddenly looked vibrant. Until then, the class was very dull. The children were very dull. But after seeing their teacher, their social studies teacher named Janaki, and the different colored dresses, cloth she brought, on seeing the teacher and the cloth, the whole class now looked very vibrant, means they became very active. The children became very active. Teacher, what are these fabrics? Why did you bring them? The children pelted her with questions. Now the children began to ask questions. Now the children began to ask her questions. Pelted means throw. Asked. Teacher, what are these fabrics? What do you mean by fabrics? Fabrics means material made by weaving. Material made by weaving for making clothes. Now, they asked their teacher, what are those fabrics and why did she brought them to the classroom? She smiled and wrote on the blackboard. The teacher never answered to their questions, but simply she gave a smile and she began to write on the blackboard. Textiles of India, Ikat of Andhra Pradesh. Now, the teacher wrote the name of the lesson. Textiles of India, Ikat of Andhra Pradesh. No one could spell Ikat. Now, none of them, nobody, not even a single boy, not even a single child could pronounce the word Ikat. Someone yelled. Yelled means shouted. Ikat. And a few children giggled. They gave a quiet laugh. No, they Now, the teacher, Janaki teacher, said it is pronounced as I, K as in Kamala, and T. Ikat is an Indonesian term meaning to bind or not. She told them how to pronounce the word Ikat. Ikat. The word is pronounced as I and K as in Kamala and T. Ikat. And she told them Ikat is an Indonesian term. The word Ikat originated in Indonesia. The meaning of the word is to bind or not. She told the class that Ikat is an Indonesian term. The meaning of the word is to bind or not. The class fell silent. Everyone was very attentive. They were all the children fell silent. They listened carefully to the teacher. Ramya, a student, asked, "Teacher, are these fabrics from Indonesia?" Now, all the class fell silent because they didn't understand it. They became silent. Ramya asked the teacher, all these material, all these fabrics from Indonesia? No, the teacher took her head and said. The teacher shook her head and said. Here, shook means the teacher moved her head in disagreement. The teacher shook her head and children, can anyone remember seeing designs like this? Again, she asked another question. Children, can anyone remember seeing designs like this? Can anyone remember seeing designs like this? Raghav said, Teacher, the pattern on the rumal is similar to the one on my mother's saree, though the colors are not the same. Raghav said that. Raghav was another student, and he said that he has seen the pattern on the rumal on his mother's saree. So just like the pattern which is on the rumal is in his mother's saree, though the colors are not the same. Janaki was pleased, means Janaki teacher was now very happy. She felt very, very happy. Now, let us go to the fourth paragraph. She persisted. Now, she persisted. Can anyone tell me the name of the place? It is close to our state capital. There, I gave you a clue. There, I gave you a clue. The children started shouting names of all the towns in the state. In the midst of the babel, someone said Nalgonda, and the teacher said, correct. It is Pochumpalli, village in Nalgonda district. Everyone immediately connected to the name. Teacher, we forgot. We could not link. We all know Pochumpalli. Teacher said, quite. Let me tell you the story of Ikat. It is a story of our handlooms. What are handlooms? Ahmed was the first to voice the question in everyone's mind. Now, let us go in detail. She persisted. She means the teacher. Persisted, continued. Now the Janaki teacher continued. Can anyone tell me the name of the place? Now already Ramya asked her when she told the word Ikat the word Ikat is originated in Indonesia, is an Indonesian term. She brought all the cloth from Indonesia. Now the teacher is answering, no. Now she is asking them, can anyone tell me the name of the place from where she got that cloth? Can they guess? It is close to our state capital. There I gave you a clue. Now, Janaki teacher told them that the material she brought the place was very nearer to the state capital. The children started shouting names of all the towns in the state. Now, state capital means here Hyderabad. It is close to our state capital, Hyderabad. Like that we have to understand. There I gave a clue. The teacher told them that she has given a clue. A clue means a hint. The children started to tell the names of the towns near to Hyderabad. In the midst of the babble, what do you mean by babble? Babble means hubbub. Hubbub. Now, in the middle of that lots of noise, one of them said, Nalgonda. And the teacher said, correct. So one of the boys told the answer, the material is from Nalgonda. Correct. It is Pochumpalli, a village in Nalgonda district. Everyone identified the name. Everyone immediately connected to the name. Teacher, we forgot, we could not think. So, we could not identify it, we could not think it. They accepted. We all know Pochumpalli. Teacher said, quite. Let me tell you the story of Ikat. It is a story of handlooms. So the teacher asked them to be silent or quiet. So she asked them to listen to her. Now, let me tell you the story of Ikat. So the teacher is proceeding to tell the story of Ikat to the class. So it is a story of handlooms. Now, I shall tell you the story of Ikat. What she said. It is a story of handlooms. Now, what are handlooms? Ahmed was the first to voice the question in every man's mind, in every child's mind. Now, Ahmed, a student, he raised his voice. Means he asked her. He was the first person to ask the question, what are handlooms. Now, every student also wants to ask the question, what are handlooms? But no one opened his mouth except Ahmed. Now it is Ahmed, he is the first boy to ask the question, what are handlooms? He asked their social studies teacher named Janaki, that is, what are handlooms?